Hello, and welcome to the apocalypse.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the...
You might be wondering, Emma, what is that 8-foot-long abomination around your neck? And I would respond with, it is the 4th Doctor's scarf, and there's nothing you can do about it. I knitted this, like a million years ago. We're all quarantined. It's boring. You got nothing to do. You have your mom or your grandmother's or somebody's old knitting needles and yarn lying around, and at this point you're only keeping it for novelty's sake. I'm gonna show you what you can do with that stuff. Chapitre numéro 1, les aiguilles. There are many different types of knitting needles. Some are good for some things, and others not so much. It all depends on your project and your personal preference. Chapitre numéro 2, de fil. There are so many different types of yarn out there, and most will tell you what size needle you need. Again, it will depend on what you want to make. You don't want to make a scarf out of itchy cotton. Chapitre numéro 3, mettre ensemble. My outfit has changed, and so has the tone of this video. There is no fantastic way to do this. There are already so many other videos that have like fancy cameras, or you can do an overhead shot of how to like literally knit. This is more informational than tutorial. The first thing you do when you knit is you get your yarn that you're using. This is just practice yarn, and you have to cast on. There are so many different ways to cast on. My favorite is the long tail, and boom, I have 2 stitches already, and you just keep doing that until you get however many stitches you want or you need for the pattern you're doing. I have 20 stitches on now. There are 2 basic stitches you're gonna need to know if you want to make anything, and that is the knit stitch versus the purl stitch. Knit is what you will see most of the time on the outside of like sweaters and stuff. It's the smooth part, and then once you turn that sweater inside out, it'll be all bumpy and ridgy, and that's the purl. The basic, I guess, like fabric you can make with those things is a garter stitch and stockinette stitch. Garter stitch is where you just knit all the time, 24/7, knit all day, every day. When you knit straight like this on 2 needles and you're just making like a square, once you finish that row, you turn it around and you start knitting into the back of that row. So garter stitch is what you get when you just knit every single stitch all day, every day. This scarf is an example of garter stitch. You have a whole bunch of different rows that go this way. So this bumpy bit is the purl and this flat bit is the knit. And that's the alternating pattern that makes a garter stitch. This sweater that I knitted, however, is an example of the stockinette stitch, where it's all knit on one side, and then when you look inside, it's just all purl. And it makes this flat, nice fabric. That's what you'll see on most things. This is color work. This is a bit fancy. Yeah, so that is pretty much the basics. I encourage you to get out there, see what you can make. There's a really cool website called Ravelry.com where I get all of my patterns, and there are even some free ones on there. Knitting's fun. You can do it while you're binge watching Netflix, and you can freak out your friends by making them think you're a 90-year-old stuck in a 17-year-old body. Yeah. See you later, dudes.